there, y'all. I'm Juliette Miranda, and welcome to Bourbon Soak Live on a different but awesome night. Join me for cocktails and conversation tonight, and hanging out behind the scenes would be David, the producer.
And I do have to say, the whole reason why we weren't on Monday was because of me. I was feeling under the weather, and we figured just do it one day later. And I'm a big sissy. Okay, you can beat my ass for it.
You were all, I'm tired.
I was worn down.
I don't know if I can do this tonight. And all you have to do is press a couple of buttons. I'm the one who does all the song and dance. But
wow. You know what? This monkey work is actually kind of hard. So
It is. I even got a countdown today.
yeah, right?
I got a 5, 4. I mean, it was pretty magical. It was.
Hey, we have Swami with us, and we have Charles.
Yes, so Charles gets the gold star for being first in the chat. And hello to you, Malton and Montreal. Thanks for joining us tonight for this unusual night of Bourbon Soak Live.
Why be so formal? He's just Swami.
Yeah, whatever. That's his name. I could say Swami, and somebody might not know who he is. They'd be like, who the fuck is she talking about? I don't see this name in the chat.
Charles says, wait, we get song and dance numbers?
Yes. You get a dog and pony show as well. And in this scenario, I am the pony.
And Swami said, my notifications worked for a change.
It's a fucking miracle.
It is a miracle.
Wow, YouTube is never in our favor. This is magical.
Ta-da.
Ta-da. Don't expect it to work again. So, y'all, tonight we're going to be talking about Thanksgiving nightmares. Kind of an easy topic because we've all had them, of course. And we're not just talking about fucking up the turkey. We're talking about relationship nightmares. We'll be talking about all the things that happen over the holidays. Because this is the time when, although you want to be merry and bright, sometimes it just doesn't come together.
I want to talk about Thanksgiving movies, too.
Yes, I definitely want to talk about Thanksgiving movies and holiday movies in general, because tomorrow, as far as I'm concerned, is the official start of the holiday season.
Boo.
Oh, simmer down. You love it.
I love us hanging out and what we do that night.
Yes, we have a whole soiree planned for the two of us.
I don't like being parts of soirees. Sorry.
What's your problem with a soiree?
It sounds too fancy for me. I'm
All
not
right,
fancy enough for that.
Dumb it down a little bit.
Yeah, thanks. How about a hootenanny?
Hootenanny. That's exactly what we'll do. So before we get to all that nonsense, let me remind you about that little fucking like button. Hit it. And be sure to share this on your social media stream so that everybody on the planet knows that we're live right now. And then they can join in, and it'll be just one big, awesome, fun-filled show.
Oh, let's see. Charles Ashworth says, I've lived a sheltered life. Can't remember any Thanksgiving nightmares. Wow.
Well,
not a single nightmare during the holidays of Thanksgiving.
He's saying nothing has gone wrong on Thanksgiving. That's fantastic. Lucky you.
He was adopted.
Or he's lying. I see Container Man has joined us. Cheers to you, sir. Thank you for joining us tonight. Remember to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and before anything else goes awry, let me tell you about a little thing that we call hashtag Bourbon Soaked Live. Hashtag Bourbon Soak Live is our little getting to know you routine. Snap a photo of yourself watching the show or of what you're drinking, or I don't know, just anything but your cock. Post it to Twitter using the hashtag Bourbon Soak Live.
You just dared Swami something.
And I don't want to see Swami's cock. And then we will show it on the show, unless it is your dick, in which case nobody wants to see that shit. Now, I believe we have a post from Blended Whiskey who shared with me the bourbon that he's drinking. It's one I'm not familiar with, and according to him, it is one of the best whiskeys under $40.
Huh. It's called Broken Top, and it's from Oregon. I'm a little skeptical. You know, a bourbon from Oregon, I don't know.
It doesn't matter where it comes from.
I get that. I get that. And there's a whole bunch of small batch, distilleries that are out there that are doing great things, but I don't think I've had one from Oregon that I enjoyed.
Well, this is a challenge then. So we have to taste this and see how good it is. Again, it's not one that I've had, but I'm open to trying it.
Oh, and Swami just said that he just shared on Discord. That's awesome.
And I also noticed that Charles is adding a codicil that I didn't say ass or balls. So you're free to take a photograph of whatever you want. I just make no promises about where it will wind up when I see it.
That's right. That and chances are that you're going to get banned on Twitter, but go ahead.
Hey, It's your Twitter account. You do you. So let's see. We're talking about bourbon right now. What do you say we talk about the bourbon of the week?
You ready for it?
I am.
All right.
Pull it up, mister.
You got it.
Come on. There it is. Today I am drinking Wilderness Trail bottled in bond small batch Kentucky Straight bourbon whiskey. And that's a fuck of a mouthful. Now, this is a small distillery, obviously out of Kentucky, doing very big things. And I'm really digging these guys. This is their third bourbon release, and all of their bourbon releases have been aged at least 4 years, which is a huge undertaking for any distillery. I mean, waiting that time just to get anything out onto the market is a huge testament to their dedication to their craft. And y'all,
and they didn't source it beforehand.
They did not source it. No, they are grain to glass. Grain to glass? Yes. Grain to glass.
Yeah.
I was going to say grass, and that didn't seem
No,
quite
you
right.
knew that was wrong.
Something in my brain just stroked out on me. Y'all, this is seriously good. It is a high rye bourbon. So it's 64% corn, 24% rye, and 12% malted barley. And I gotta say, just the 4 years in the barrel are really bringing out cool things in this mash. It's got a little bit of oakiness to it, nothing too strong, but it's giving it a more complex flavor. It's got a wonderful sweetness to it. It's not too syrupy. And it's got a little bit of grassiness, which I personally love in a bourbon. So seriously, it's like $50 a bottle. Totally worth it.
And this is the third release from these guys, right? That we have? Or am I crazy?
It's their third release in the bourbon family.
Oh, okay. So this isn't like the third release of their
no. They
bourbon.
have so they also have a wheated bourbon.
And they have a rye.
They also have a rye, and
Right.
they have another bourbon release. And they also have a vodka, and I want to say a gin, but I could be wrong about that.
Jesus, what aren't they doing?
Well, I'll tell you, they're not sucking.
Well, not this one. After you poured it for me tonight, I thought, oh, okay, for a $50 bourbon, I wasn't expecting a whole bunch, but this has actually got some pretty complex flavors going on. It's pretty damn good.
No, it's excellent. It's surprisingly good. A bartender friend of ours recommended it out here. He happened to have a bottle on hand and let us knock that back one evening. And I was so in love with it that I had to go and get more.
Yeah, it's damn good. And Malta de Montreal says, Swami, of course, says, I don't want to show you it. Okay.
That's all right. We
Fair
don't want
enough.
to see it. I see Whiskey Ace has joined us as well. So cheers to you. Thanks for being here. Our topic of conversation tonight will be Thanksgiving nightmares. And I will open things up by relating an experience I had back when I was living in LA. And we had one of those friend Thanksgiving events, where you get all your loner friends together and kind of have a sad Thanksgiving meal. This particular friend that was hosting it lived in one of those massive Hollywood Hills houses. We're talking like glass windows all around, overlooking all just the beautiful hillside. And one of our friends decided to bring chestnuts to roast on an open fire. Because who doesn't do that, right?
It sounds good in the song.
Do you know anybody who roasts fucking chestnuts?
No. Not like for real.
I've never even seen a chestnut in person. So this guy's got a sack of them, and we decided we're going to put them in the fireplace, because that's what you do. That's
you
what the
roast
song
them
says.
over an open fire. That's the deal.
What no one told us, dingbats, is that chestnuts explode if you don't score them first.
Like popcorn.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was like being under warfare. I mean, these things are spitting little shards of chestnut shrapnel across the room. I mean, we had to shield ourselves.
Was this your personal Vietnam?
It was my personal Vietnam. I thought I was going to die.
Hey, the Shape joined us. He says, really enjoying your podcast. Your voice has a great radio tone.
Oh, why, thank you, Shape. I appreciate that. So nice of you to say.
And he says, what up, David, the producer? Great to see you, the Shape. And Billy Dees is here.
And Billy Dees has joined us as well.
Another great podcaster.
Wow.
I say great. Ooh, wow, I just put you in the group of great.
You did.
I got to watch that because your ego is already too fucking big.
I know. I can barely fit my head through the fucking door some days. So.
Pixel P is here with us.
Hi, Pixel Pia. Nice to see you. Whiskey Ace is also putting the kibosh on the dick pics.
Anti-D pics. I've never sent a dick pic in my whole entire life.
No, what kind of asshole does that?
Well, panoramic, photos didn't come out till a few years ago, so it didn't make sense for me to do that.
Somebody's confident. Malta de Montreal says, parties for people without children, yet one couple still manages to bring their children.
Oh, so true.
Oh, this is one of my biggest pet peeves, y'all.
Really? Just one?
Well, among the greater of my pet peeves. When we sent out invitations to our wedding, it very clearly said on the invitation, adults only.
Right.
Like, no questioning it, just adults only.
We couldn't have made it any clearer unless we said just swingers club.
Right? And yet we still had at least 7-10 people say, can I bring my kid? Fuck you. No, you can't bring your kid. You keep that thing home where it belongs.
Unless we're going to serve him for dessert, then no. You're not bringing your fucking kid to our wedding.
If you can train your kid to bring us cocktails on demand, maybe.
Right.
Maybe.
Charles Ashworth says, I have kids and wouldn't do that.
Yeah, see, some people are decent about it. Most, though, not so much.
See, I had family members that took umbrage to that whole thing. They took umbrage.
That's a big word, David, the producer.
It's a big word, and it was a big problem with my family. Just what they had a problem with it.
There are a lot of kids in your family. I get it. But the fact remains, we had an adult-only wedding. Some people have adult-only parties.
Well, first of all, we held a smaller wedding. Second of all, that we did it at the Hard Rock Hotel in Chicago.
Yes.
So it was more of an adult-themed thing to begin with.
Absolutely.
And third, I didn't want any fucking kids there except my own.
Right. Yeah, and they're all over 21 anyway, so...
And see, Charles Ashworth, one of my cousins traded my son to pour wine. Well, he could have been a sommelier over at our wedding. That's fine.
My dad taught me how to pour champagne at Thanksgiving, actually, when I was 7.
7, you were pouring champagne?
7, I was pouring
champagne
for the party. Yeah.
No wonder you're a raging alcoholic.
This is how he introduced me to it. He said, your relatives are a lot easier to take after you drink some of this.
That makes a lot of sense.
And I started swilling champagne when I was 7. Of course, back then you could do things like that with kids. It was okay. You could give kids booze and nobody called the authorities. And then they turn out like me. So.
That was the beauty of the 80s.
It was. I mean, it was a simpler time. It was a more fun time. And we're talking, a blast at a party. You get a kid a little liquored up. It's kind of
fun.
Kind of fun.
You have a couple of posts.
I do.
Yeah, you want to show them?
Is this on #Bourbon Soak Live, David the producer? Please tell me there are no dick pics.
No dick pics, I promise
Yay.
you. I promise you. But we have an awesome entry by...
Container Man.
Container Man.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, and he's drinking, I think, a peach iced tea or a peach water. I think it's a peach water.
On the road right now.
Oh, he's I could tell he's in his truck.
Yeah. Well, that is awesome. Thank you so much. Great to see you, Container Man.
Yeah,
Love it.
He can't obviously drink while he's driving a big rig. So
understandably so.
I think that's forgivable. And also, which is
Yes.
awesome, we got a couple of great people that have shared your
people
tweet out there too.
sharing it. Oh, y'all, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yay.
Pixelpia and Beth Plants shared yours. So
See?
that is awesome.
You're not drinking alone when you're watching Bourbon Soak Live.
That's right.
That's how good I am. I give you company while you drink.
Can I give you my extremely recent Thanksgiving nightmare?
I would love to hear it.
All right. So
Do I have to sing the Pretty Woman theme song?
No, you don't. No.
No.
Stop it. I know you already know this story. So
walking down the street.
We've been really, really lucky and met some amazing people out here in New Orleans since we moved here. We met this couple, and this one, the guy of the couple always has like this super nice series of sports coats that he wears. I mean, I'm always going, man, that sport coat looks great. He dresses to the nines.
So sharp.
Always to the nines.
Every day, every single day.
So last week I said, hey, man, do you mind, give me the name of the guy that you get your jackets from or the store that you get your jackets from? He's like, I'll do one better. How about next Monday? I'll take you over, introduce you to him. I'm like, sweet. So fast forward to day before. Fast forward to yesterday.
Which is actually rewinding.
Right, whatever. So we walked over to this place because it's right within the quarter. Walked over, and as we're walking to the place, he goes, yeah, you're going to be really excited about this place because Peyton Manning gets his jackets there, and this guy and Eli Manning gets his. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, all these famous people dress here. I go, it was starting to make me a little nervous, right? Like, I might be out of my league a little bit.
Right.
So we walk into the place, meet the guy. Guy's a great guy. I'm looking around. The jackets are fantastic. And I'm going, oh my God, I'm in heaven. This place has got so many great jackets. I don't even know how many I'm going to pick up.
Miles.
I may pick up like maybe 1, 2, or 3 of them until the guy puts the very first jacket on me. And I fall in love with it.
Oh, yeah. It was a fine jacket, wasn't it?
I'm loving it. I thought it was the coolest thing because I wanted to get a nice, sports coat for the holidays.
Of course.
So I casually took it off because I didn't want to be, what's the word I'm looking for? I didn't want to look like an asshole and look at the price tag. Right?
Got it. All right. You didn't want to check the price tag, obviously.
Obviously, at least. Right. So I took it off and I look at the line and I go, oh, this lining's gorgeous. I look at the price tag. It was $6,700. I almost shit myself. I'm like, oh my God, if this is what this day is going to be like, I'm going to walk out. One, I'm walking out here with nothing. 2, I'm going to embarrass myself in front of my new friend that took me to go get jackets.
You need to go shopping with me more often.
It was like a Pretty Woman in reverse story. It wasn't like I had a credit card I could buy all the shit I wanted. It was I had a real sincere budget, and I'm looking at you.
I would have loved to have seen your face right in that moment where you saw the dollar sign.
Oh my God.
And it's like a cartoon character, and your eyeballs just go bang.
I freaked the shit out.
I would have loved to have seen that.
So I'm having to bring out jacket after jacket. It's like scratch off tickets.
You got him like pulling shit out of the basement, hoping that he can dust something off that's breathing right in your price range.
They're like scratch off tickets at this point. I'm like, next. I'll go, oh, I like that one, but
but this one's just I like the fine weave in this one.
Finally, I think that the guy that was suiting me figured
it out.
I think he finally figured it out. It's like,
he was a gentleman.
This is a cheap bastard that we got to get him like a coat from get it off the rack.
Pulled out the Men's Warehouse crap.
I know. It's just like it might as well have said, Joseph A. Banks on it, right? But finally, he got me something that I could afford, which I do love.
An amazing suit jacket now.
I do love
being tailored.
He's sizing it right now. But that was a nightmare. I was sweating like a bitch, man.
Oh.
Yeah, that was not pretty.
Well, what I love about this is that a Southern man can take another man shopping for a suit, and there's
it's not
nothing
weird
about it. Like, this doesn't happen in Chicago. This is a Southern thing. Like, just a guy taking another guy by the hand and saying, "Let me show you some."
Yeah,
suits.
you know what? Two guys can't go clothes shopping in Chicago at all. I mean, that would be very weird.
It would be very weird. Very weird.
Down here, it's a common thing. I found out. I'm like, oh
I
my
know.
God.
I know.
I'm like, that's very odd.
You know, it's like I was saying, you really need to go shopping with me more often because I'll teach you these things. I'll show you the things to look for, you know, the little,
I get it.
The little ways to...
Oh, and by the way, Swami, I did not blow him for the jacket. I blew him for the matching pants.
You should see what he did for the shoes.
Yeah. I'm still walking like a sand crab.
Mm-hmm. So we also had a Thanksgiving incident early yesterday. We have an interestingly placed refrigerator. So everything in the corner here has very specific sizing, I suppose you could say, because you have to pack as much as you can in a smaller space. We're talking about a building that is from the 1800s, and you're putting modern day appliances in it. So the freezer door does not open all the way. It
opens halfway.
It opens halfway, and then it smacks into a brick wall.
Right.
And we managed to cram a 20 some odd pound turkey.
It was exactly 20 pounds.
We crammed a 20-pound turkey into the bottom of the freezer.
And by the way, this is when it was not frozen. This is when it was fresh.
I'm going there.
Alrighty.
Conveniently forgetting that what happens to things with water in them when they freeze, they expand. So yesterday, we had to spend 30 minutes wrestling that fucking turkey out of the freezer and wound up taking off one of the freezer doors with it.
We did. We had to take off the freezer fucking door to get the turkey out. And by the way, I was ready to order ham. That's how pissed off I was.
I know. I was thinking we were never going to get that turkey out of there. It was just going to stay with the house forever. It'd be like the ghost of our house.
Right. Now, we're missing a whole bunch of stuff going on here in the chat. By the way, Hanging with Mr. J says, hey, Beth Plant, I've been called out. Yes, you have.
And again, just now.
We're going to keep calling you out.
And I see that Whiskey Ace is saying he used to cut my homie's hair. See, I think guys can do that. Like, that's a little different. Guys can, shave each other's backs, and it's okay.
What town do you come from? Because I've never shaved another man's back thinking that was okay.
I've seen this in a zillion movies. What was the movie?
There's a movie about men shaving each other's backs.
Ball hair.
That's a name of a movie?
It's not a name of a movie. It's when he was shaving. He was shaving his friend's ball hair. I forget what movie it was, but
what kind of movies are you watching?
Cleaning. It was a comedy. It was one of the. I want to say it was a Seth Rogen comedy, but I could be wrong.
Whiskey Ace says, "What? I didn't shave anybody."
No, I swear to fucking God, and it's a comedy scene. It's hysterical. This buddy is trying to get his guy ready for a date with a hot chick. And he's like, you need to, shave up down there. Oh, it's that movie about, it's Jay Baruchel. I think that's his name.
I think that you dreamt this.
I did not dream it. And he's dating the hot blonde chick.
Oh, the movie with the two out of Pittsburgh. Okay,
yes, exactly.
Yeah,
and his friend's like, dude, you got to clean up down there. And he goes, I'll help you. I'm a man. I'm not afraid to shave another man's balls, and that's what he did.
I barely
it was a beautiful, touching moment between two.
Well, enough of ball shaving discussions.
Yes, that is a tragedy on any Thanksgiving if you're forced to shave someone's ball hair.
All right, so
the giggles.
So what we need to hear everyone in the chats Thanksgiving nightmares.
We do. We are talking Thanksgiving tragedies, nightmares, from cooking to family stuff to whatever you got.
I would while people are writing their stuff in the chat, I want you to tell the story of the time that you set your sister on fire.
I did set my sister on fire. Oh, it was such a glorious day.
It's one of my favorite holiday stories.
gather around the campfire, y'all. Let me tell you about this. My sister was being a pain in the ass this Thanksgiving. She had a boyfriend and I did not. And she was just like shoving it in my face the entire day. Like, look at my guy. And she's, like making out with him at the table. And in the process, she's getting hammered. She is slamming everything that my parents have in the cabinet. And my sister was never good at handling liquor. And at the time, she'd broken her wrist like a month prior. So it's in a cast. And I'm so disgusted with her. And she's like waving her arm around and she's talking about how she has superpowers now. I mean, really just true drunken insanity. So I decide to test her drunken superpowers. And I grab a lighter. And as she's holding out her arm, like, going more booze, I just wave the lighter underneath the cast and I go, how about a little fire, Scarecrow? Not realizing that her cast was packed with cotton.
Which burns from the inside.
So the cotton caught on fire and it set the inside of her cast on fire. And she starts flipping the fuck out. We're talking spinning around the living room, screaming about how she's on fire. It was glorious, y'all. I'm very proud of myself.
Not a Great Gamer says, my English Thanksgiving nightmare is that we don't have Thanksgiving.
But they do have incest, bad teeth, tea, and a monarchy.
Oh, that is true.
Ooh, yes. So Pixel Pia says, Thanksgiving is not fun for our family. My hubby passed away Saturday before Thanksgiving 9 years ago. My father-in-law passed 5 days later on Thanksgiving morning. Well, you have every reason to never celebrate this holiday again.
Yeah, that's a tough holiday for,
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
That is brutal.
And Malton in Montreal is saying he's a Canadian man. I'm glad you specified man. Thank you. With no children and 2 dead parents, I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. I celebrate PlayStation. So man is in quote marks then?
Swami, I don't say, and I have 2 dead parents as well, but I don't call them dead. I just say that they're just not getting much better.
They are not.
No. I was hoping so, but no, they're not getting any better.
They're not going to really get any better.
No.
My
Pixel Pia says they just don't celebrate it anymore.
And I get it.
So I got to ask you this, Pixel Pia. So is it a compensation thing where now you do something really big for Christmas for your family, or how's that work for you?
Yeah. I mean, is this just sort of, cutting the holidays off altogether? Yeah. If you did, nobody would blame you.
No doubt.
It's brutal.
And Charles Aspor says, thank you. And Whiskey says, I heard that, Swami. Okay. Canadian man. Okay.
I'm sure there's some sort of dialogue going on.
Yes.
That's completely
I'm missing half of it.
Whiskey Ace is ordering some Szechuan cuisine. Ooh.
See, now there's a lot of people that don't do traditional Thanksgiving food. And I get that.
I totally appreciate that because the Thanksgiving meal is definitely not.
It's a pain in the ass. And
it's
you're cooking for like 10.
Right. There's no easy way to do it small.
Right.
Which is why we're making a huge meal and that we're just not going to eat all of it.
Well, we make a whole bunch of different things out of it. We don't waste any of it.
We do. I mean, the turkey is the best part because I can use the bones for stock and then I can use the stock for gumbo.
See, Pixel Pia says Christmas is a fave. If we could decide to have Christmas 6 months and Halloween 6 months. See? There you go.
Yeah, Halloween. Absolutely. It's been so cool seeing what happens in the French Quarter here for Halloween.
You got to get best Thanksgiving night.
My Thanksgiving nightmare was being in Canada for their Thanksgiving, and I was elected to make the dinner not knowing what they had for the holiday. Is there something different that they do?
Yeah, what do Canadians do for? Well, Canadians don't have Thanksgiving
Boxing
necessarily.
Day, or is that Christmas?
That's Christmas. Christmas is Boxing Day.
Wacky.
You don't know shit.
Why would I?
Canada's our funny little top hat.
I keep my business out of Canada.
Pixel Pia says I am making Swedish meatballs for this Thanksgiving, which is, by the way, badass. I love Swedish meatballs.
Definitely.
That is how I celebrate my heritage.
Well, that's awesome. I love Swedish meatballs. Man, those things are good.
As long as you don't like Swedish fish, then you and I can get along, Pixelpia.
What's wrong with Swedish fish?
I don't like them. I know you love them.
Oh,
I don't like them.
Oh, they're good.
Yeah.
That's good stuff right there.
Swami says, I'm stuffing my goose with cocaine.
Are we referring to something other than an animal here?
Yeah, it could be. Now, we have known people, speaking of Thanksgiving tragedies, that have deep fried turkeys.
Oh, this is my newfound favorite pleasure on YouTube is watching explosion videos of deep fried turkey.
There's a million of them.
They're spectacular because there's so many ways for it to go wrong. I mean, if you just have that bubbling oil a little too hot, and if your turkey has a little bit of moisture on it, that thing's going up. It's brilliant.
There's the flash fire that happens.
Exactly.
Yeah, that they never understand how it happens.
Oh,
It's because when you put fat with scalding hot grease.
Well, and if there's just a little bit of moisture on your turkey, like droplets of water,
done.
Bing, up.
Done.
Yeah. So here's my question. Have any of y'all ever successfully deep fried a turkey? I want to know about it.
I've never deep fried a turkey, never want to. It's a big fucking mess. People do it in their backyards, and I always laugh at the stupid videos of the people catching themselves on fire.
Oh, I know. Like they don't think something's going to have maybe just a little bit of fire around it. They've got it next to trees. You know, there's cardboard boxes behind them. These are the people who really deserve what they get. And Charles Ashworth says, I don't care for it. I've never had it. I can't imagine it's all that fantastic, quite honestly.
You know, I never tried one myself. I don't want to shit on the idea. I think that if done well, anything deep fried is goddamn good.
I mean, I do love like cracklins, you know, the good crispy skin and everything and all that. Oh,
I guess if you know what the hell you're doing and can do it well,
I would think so.
I would imagine it would taste pretty damn tasty.
Here's
but
hoping. Somebody
it seems like a lot of risk versus reward.
So Pixelpia says, my brother-in-law used to, before people started to climb the stairway to heaven on Thanksgiving, made a turducken. Turducken is an interesting...
That's another thing I don't get.
It's kind of odd to me.
It's you stuff an animal with another animal.
With another animal. Aren't there 3 layers of animal?
Well, actually, there is a third layer that they've introduced like recently, and I don't remember what it is. It's like, okay, you have
octopus.
Turkey.
It's octopus.
No. It's turkey. It's the duck, and then I think it's like quail or pheasant or something.
It's another fucking bird that you're jamming into 2 other birds. It's
right.
Just
bird on bird crime.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. And I see Whiskey Ace made beef rendang for Thanksgiving once, and oh my god, I made beef rendang a couple of nights ago, and it's
pretty badass.
Awesome.
Oh, Pixelpia says it's chicken inside a duck inside a turkey.
There we go. 3 birds in a bird.
Yeah. That's like incest.
It's bird inside. It's dirty bird work. Patrick Fulmer has joined us. Nice to see you tonight. We are doing things on a Tuesday night for a change because David was sleepy last night.
I did not feel so good yesterday.
David was sleepy.
Yeah. No. What do you do?
And yes, Whiskey Ace, I love beef rendang. I'll tell you, the first time I had it, oddly, was in Disney World. It was part of their International Food Festival. And they had a booth set up. It had beef rendang. It had a couple other things. And I fell in love with it and taught myself how to make it.
Okay, I'm seeing something about Labradoodle is delicious. Is Labradoodle a dog?
Isn't that a dog? Who's eating dog?
That would be Swami.
Montreal. Okay,
yeah.
That's who's eating dog. Patrick Fulmer's ducking out already. Oh, all right. I'm glad you stopped by. Cheers. Hope you have a great Thanksgiving.
Hey, didn't you have a carving incident on Thanksgiving?
I've had all sorts of incidents on Thanksgiving. Yes, I accidentally, there was nobody available to carve the turkey. And I decided.
How long ago was this?
Oh, God, I don't know. Before you and I met, obviously.
Yeah, I didn't know you when it happened. I heard the story after.
But it was recently before. So it might have been to Thanksgiving before we got together.
Met?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I was given the delightful honor of it. And my mother's knives are terrible. They're from the 50s. They were probably given to her by her mom. They've never been sharpened. And I'm like trying to saw through this thing. And bless my mother's heart, some things she cooks really well, other things not so much. This turkey was just like dust. Really, really thick dust.
Can I just pause your story
do.
right there? Only because I've been to your parents' house, obviously, many of Thanksgivings, and used your mother's knives. And it was like Fred Flintstone gave them to her.
Yeah.
And have not been sharpened since.
I don't know how it's just like I had better work doing with my teeth or something. It's insane. So I'm just like going at it like that. And I just whoosh, right across my flesh. And oddly, that opened right up, unlike the bird. So then I'm bleeding into the turkey and I'm looking at it going, do I just sop it up and not tell anyone?
What'd you do? Did you sop it up and not tell anyone?
Yes.
Oh, you're a shithead. That's wow. What if you would have had some sort of disease?
I was willing to take that chance. I gave those pieces to my sister.
Yeah, well, there you go. Whiskey Ace has a pro tip.
Toast shredded coconut and throw that in the... That's what I did! Toast shredded coconut and throw that in the end when you're doing the last caramelization. That's exactly what I did.
For the beef rendang.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you had real coconut, too. You didn't fuck around.
Oh, yeah. No, I had real coconut that I shredded and then I toasted. And then, like you said, at the very end, I put it in. It was outstanding.
See, Whiskey Ace knows the pro tip.
And that was the first time I'd done it. I'd done a little bit of research on, making it really well. And that came up as it. So I thought I'd try it. And yay, so good.
Container Man has a Thanksgiving nightmare.
1 year, my mom made sweet potatoes and nuked them, then forgot about them. So we ate without the sweet potatoes. Another year, she was nuking something and blew the microwave up. Oh, tell me there was tinfoil on it or something. That's the best.
Well, you got to read his next one. She went through 2 microwaves in 2 years.
I love that. There's just something funny about microwave explosions. Or just I love the videos of people putting weird shit in microwaves.
Yep. And Swami says, by the way, with your serving blood is, and folks, that's how COVID started.
Yeah, it certainly wouldn't surprise me.
All right. Now I want to talk about, because I'm a huge fan of the holidays.
Sure.
As it relates to Thanksgiving
Absolutely.
and Christmas, I've always been, always will. I love, and I know this is going to sound weird, but I love both specific TV shows and movies that wrap around the holidays.
Oh, absolutely. And there aren't a ton for Thanksgiving, but I think the quintessential TV Thanksgiving moment is on WKRP in Cincinnati when they do the turkey drop episode. That is just the funniest goddamn thing on this planet when they're holding a promotion and they're dropping live turkeys on an airplane onto people in a shopping mall. And Les Nessman is reporting live from it. He goes, they're dropping to the ground like bags of wet cement. People are scattering and screaming because they're being bombarded by turkeys. Oh my God, when my mother and I saw that on TV, we were in hysterics. And ironically, at the same time, my dad was outside cleaning the gutters. And I don't know what exactly he'd done, but he lost the ladder Chevy Chase style and was hanging, dangling from the gutter. And we saw his legs kind of drop into view. And he splattered on the ground just like the turkeys. Oh, it was the best day ever.
You can go on YouTube and look up WKRP Turkey Drop.
Turkey Drop.
And it is a very funny TV scene for the holidays.
Oh, it's the best, y'all. You have to watch it. But I think the other Thanksgiving movie, and yours in particular, the one you like.
Mine, yeah. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. There is nothing better than starting the holiday season with watching that movie. John Candy, brilliant performance. Matter of fact, best performance of his career, personally, I think.
Well, I think it's the best duo in a comedy with him and Steve Martin, because Steve Martin is the perfect straight man.
They're the great foils.
Yes, and you get the two of them together, and they're so awkward and funny together. It's just a stellar movie.
Yep. I think it's awesome. And that one is a Thanksgiving movie because there's very few Thanksgiving movies.
Because he has to get down for Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Now, let's see.
Wait, Pixelpia, go up a little bit. Do you know that in Sweden we have watched Donald Duck at 3 p.m. on December 24th since 1958? It's 1959, and the country stands still
for an hour.
Really?
That's crazy. Where did that come from?
That's interesting.
I've never heard of that, but I'm completely fascinated. I need to know, like, the origins of this.
Yeah, there's got to be some sort of background story to that.
Huh. I see Richie Z has just joined us, so cheers to you. We are talking Thanksgiving nightmares, and I am drinking Wilderness Trail bottled in bond small batch Kentucky Straight bourbon whiskey, and it is outstanding. A thoroughly delicious drink, aged 4 years. It's barrel proof.
It is really great. Bottle and bond.
Yeah, it's potent but awesome. Love it.
Hey, Swami brings up, isn't Home for the Holidays Thanksgiving based?
Home for the Holidays.
I think
one
it is.
with Holly Hunter.
Yeah, I think it is. I got to go back and watch that. I haven't seen that in years.
I don't know that movie.
See, Beth Plant says, I died laughing at that episode. I'm assuming that she means the WKRP.
WKRP, I hope so.
And Swami says the one with Holly Hunter, and that's the one, Home for the Holidays. So we'll have to look that one up.
We will. That might be
a
new one to add to our holiday watch list.
Yeah. You said hi to Richie Z.
I did.
Hey, Z. Pixelpia says it's a Disney show the same every year with one or two clips from new Disney movies.
Well, that's awesome.
Well, that's a cool kind of thing
anything Disney just has my love.
Yeah, you're a huge Disney fan.
And hey, I see Patrick Fulmer didn't actually go anywhere. He's back. And Whiskey Ace is saying, I got to try some Wilderness Trail. I would highly recommend this bottled in bond. It's outstanding. I've heard a couple of questionable reviews of the weeded one. But this bottled in bond small batch is everything it should be. And what they do a little bit differently is that they do a sweet mash versus a sour mash. And what they say is that by not adding the acidity to the mash bill, you get a little bit more flavor out of everything. And I think you get a bit of a softer finish. So it's delightful. I think when I do my top bourbons of 2020, this one might wind up on it.
Hey, I see the real DJ Fruit Loops. He has been in a lot of live streams lately. That's very cool.
Well,
thanks for joining us.
So glad to see you.
Pixelpia says, strangely enough, that that is the thing that I miss for Christmas over here, except for my family. Yes. There you go.
So what other holiday movies are y'all going to be watching? I know our tradition on tomorrow, actually, when we do our little tree trimming parties, we'll watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Right.
And then we watch what I personally find to be the greatest holiday movie ever, and that's Just Friends with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, Just Friends is an awesome holiday movie. Very funny. And
a new one for my list is that Seth Rogen holiday movie. What is it, The Night Before?
Is that it, or Office Christmas Party?
Office Christmas Party is with Jason Bateman.
Oh, that's right.
Who's also a national treasure. We need to protect him and keep him safe.
Yeah. Got it.
Malton in Montreal is confirming that, yes, Home for the Holidays is a Thanksgiving movie. Just looked it up and said it's a good movie. So maybe we'll have to. All
right. You talked us into it. We may have to have a new new movie to check out, which we don't add movies to the holiday queue.
No, I'm very particular about that. So if it's not good, I will end you. Not that you give a shit. Speaking of, if you don't hit the like button and subscribe to this fucking channel, I'll also end you.
That's what she does.
That's what I do.
And by the way, if everyone in here happens to have the chance to go out and go to theunwritablерant.com to listen to Juliette's podcast, you have a Thanksgiving kind of special.
I do. On the new episode, I talk about a guy that I was dating who was in an a cappella band, which is just so unfortunate on so many levels. And by the way, the name of their band, normally I don't give out band names, but this one was so awful I had to. They called themselves the Tone Wolves.
What
Tone
a
Wolves.
shitty name.
Yeah, I mean, is that not the worst name ever? But anyway, he was a total mommy's boy. And he actually needed her permission before he'd have sex with me. So it's a hell of a weird story.
Yeah, so you can go out there to theunwritablерant.com and pick up her new podcast. And we got a couple things. Has anyone seen On the Rocks? It's pretty good.
On the Rocks.
It's Bill Murray and Rashida Jones. I know, I never saw that. Just give it thumbs up.
I'm not familiar with that, but I'm intrigued because I like both of those people.
Oh, Swami says Just Friends is a horrible movie. Go fuck yourself, Swami. That's an awesome movie. You don't know comedy.
It's a perfect movie.
Maybe it doesn't translate into Canadian language. Is there some sort of lost in translation thing?
I think it's an IQ barrier. It's an IQ barrier. You know, like the border, like, you know.
We love Swami. He knows it.
Real DJ Fruit Loop says Nightmare Before Christmas fits in for both Halloween and Christmas. Yes, and I would actually argue that it leans towards the Christmas side of things.
Yeah, there's a huge argument out there on the internet about whether it's a Halloween or Christmas, but it's both. Why can't it just be both?
I'm saying, to me, I personally watch it for Christmas versus Halloween because it's a Christmas-based story with Halloween people in it.
Yeah, it's a straw thing.
It's a straw thing.
And of course,
okay. So Whiskey has clarified that the movie is from Sofia Coppola, which means I may not like it because I'm not a fan of her directing.
She's done some good stuff. And by the way, he says it's a new flick, so that's probably why we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, my problem with her is that she tends to be a little too moody and atmospheric, but I will give it a shot because I like Bill Murray.
Pixel Pia says, love Nightmare Before Christmas because it's a year-round movie for her.
Well, why not? Absolutely.
There's no reason why people have to enjoy movies and by the way, I know there's a whole nother, series of movies. They say, well, it's a Christmas movie. It's not a Christmas movie. A perfect one is, of course, Die Hard. They're like, it's a Christmas movie.
Oh, right. Well, that's one of those movies that's definitely more, year-round for me, although I'm very specific about some movies that I will only watch during Christmas because it just feels weird to watch something like Miracle on 34th Street in the middle of August.
In July.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel right. I need the atmosphere around me to really appreciate that movie.
Oh, Scary Peeper. Hello,
Scary
Juliette.
Peeper has joined us. Cheers to you.
Cheers to you. Happy Thanksgiving, sir.
Little face right in my window there.
Oh, you do, don't you?
Some sort of little peeper.
Yeah.
My producer's giving me the wrap it up signal.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, y'all. So I want to thank everybody who's been hanging out with us tonight, starting with Charles Ashworth, who was first in the chat, followed by Malton in Montreal, Mr. Swami, as well as my whiskey buddies like Whiskey Ace and Richie Z and Patrick Fulmer. I know we've had Pixel Pia hanging out with us, and a Scary Peeper, Whiskey Ace, and the real DJ of the Fruit Loops.
Not of the Fruit Loops, real DJ.
No, I like.
He's not of the Fruit Loops. It's not like he's part of a group or Fruit Loop.
No,
group.
I get it. I added that in because it made me laugh. Container Man has also been hanging out with us, and he also posted to #BourbonSoakLive. It's not too late to do that, y'all. You can snap a photo of whatever you like, except your cock, and post it to the Twitters using #BourbonSoakLive. And next week, we will show it on the show.
And Beth Plant was here as well.
And we're going to
keep calling her out all night.
Fourth shout out of the day. So
that's right.
There are more where those came from.
And don't forget, Not a Great Gamer.
And Not a Great Gamer.
Exactly. Did you get Charles Ashworth?
I did. I said he was first in the chat.
Oh, then I'm an asshole.
Yes.
That's what I do.
Listen to the talent.
Oh my God. Did you just call yourself the talent?
I did. Somebody's got to do it.
God, I am going to go kill myself right now.
Can you just imagine what he puts up with on a daily basis, y'all? If this is me within this like 1 hour time frame.
There you go.
Exactly. So, y'all, I hope you have, if you're into it, a lovely Thanksgiving. And if not, I hope it's a good day. And we will be back next Monday, not Tuesday, next Monday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. That's 8 p.m. Eastern Time for more cocktails and conversation. I'm Juliette Miranda. Cheers, y'all.
You're still here? It's over.